I'm here with Fran Petito, who is the president of New York Sportscene Children's Foundation, and we're here for the 4th annual Celebrity Golf Classic. Fran, this is going to be a sensational event tonight.
I know we have a terrific honoree. We have Steve Casselton, our 2018 hero. He truly is the hero for our heroes. We also have 8 amazing, outstanding women, and that's going to be very exciting. They don't know it yet, but we have greetings from the governor with proclamations, and Steve Ballone will be here, county executive. We have one of the councilwomen coming in. So it's not just a golf outing for anybody that wants to come next year. If you keep in mind, we do surprising things. You never know who will show up.
I'm here with Teen Ambassador Cassidy Rose, who is with New York Sportscene Children's Foundation. Cassidy has the most phenomenal voice, and it runs in her family. Tell our audience who you're related to.
I am related to a man named Harry Warren. Harry Warren is most notably known for writing 42nd Street. He's also written At Last, That's Amore, Chattanooga Choo Choo. He's like a 3-time Academy Award winner and just really phenomenal.
You were also mentioning that you have an album coming out.
Not an album, but I have a single coming out. It's going to be, it's called Free, and it's part of a charity that helps soldiers, and most notably soldiers going through PTSD. If you want to check for updates, you could go on yeswecare.org. And it should be coming out soon. A lot of amazing, incredible artists are going to be featured on the album as well.
I am so excited right now because I am with Channel 12 News' Elizabeth Hashagen, who is an honoree tonight. I am so thrilled to meet you in person. You are gorgeous.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I've met so many lovely people. It's a beautiful night. I'm really looking forward to the festivities.
Yeah, and congratulations to you for being honored by New York Sportscene Children's Foundation in this beautiful venue. Isn't this fantastic?
I have to say, I was talking to my girlfriend, Elisa DiStefano, beforehand, and she was saying that she grew up in Hop Hog, so she used to come here all the time, she said, for Sweet 16s, but I think this is my first time here, and it's just lovely.
Me too. I said to someone, I pass this all the time, and I didn't know that this existed. But I know that you're a native Long Islander,
absolutely.
And I also know that you're very active physically. You kayak. Also, a certified fitness trainer?
I am. I've been teaching for over 20 years. We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I started and I still do it. I teach on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, in addition to doing obviously the weekend workout also for News 12 Long Island. But it's a passion. I think fitness isn't, at least for me, it's not, oh, I have to go. I want to go. I love it. And my kids are all in. So we're just kind of that on the go family. And it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. That's good, and I think that for people that don't do it, if you take that first step, that first doing, the inactivity is worse than actually doing the first step, right?
And you know what I find? And this is in fitness, but also in life. You have to find the thing that you love. So luckily for me, I like a lot of it. I love contact boxing, but I also teach spin. I teach step, I'll teach weights. But I find like some people, they say, aha, it's Zumba for them or whatever it is. So you just have to find that one thing.
I happen to like Zumba. And, another good thing is yoga Pilates. It's yoga and Pilates together. One thing on its own, like the yoga, Pilates, but put them together, and I prefer it.
And that's the thing. If you keep trying things, you're going to find the thing that works for you, that makes you happy, that fits who you are. Because it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not stand on a treadmill, but maybe you love that. So it could be an outdoor, an indoor, a hot Pilates, or a reformer. It could be anything. Right. It's what makes you happy. You're going to go back and do again.
Right. And now you're also involved in the ALS Ride for Life. Or, and you tell us something about that.
So I met Chris Pendergast more than 12 years now. And you know how there's just people that walk into your life that change you? Yeah. And when you first meet them that you won't be the same. Yeah. For me, that is Chris Pendergast. He was diagnosed more than 20 years ago, and they told him he had 3 years to live. What he has taught me is to embrace who you are and where you are in your journey. Yeah. And it is a journey. And that's what it is, whether whether you are healthy at this point in time or you're not, life is going to throw things at you. So it doesn't have to be a terminal illness, or it could be. But the things that happen that get thrown at you, you have to decide how you're going to handle them and move yourself forward in a positive way. One of the things too that he's taught me is people can't care about what they don't know about. And that's where I come in. And I think for so long people knew Lou Gehrig, Lou Gehrig, and you know that he died from something. But do you really know what ALS is, what it does to the body?
So what do they do with this ride?
So it changes every year, but it's usually a ride across Long Island, and they do it in their wheelchairs over the course of anywhere between 10 to 12 days, raising money, but also awareness. They ride in the streets and say, look at me, look at what this does to a body, and join the fight to find a cure. There's still no cure. Every day, these researchers are so amazing, and that's one of the other things that's so great about the Ride for Life. The money that Chris has raised here, millions of dollars, every day out on the streets with volunteers and himself, like this army of people who just want to make a difference. They're changing the world because they're funding the research. So Stony Brook University has named their Center for Excellence the Chris Pendergast Center for Excellence, because the research that he's helped to fund is really changing how they fight ALS there. And they have an interdisciplinary now center. So instead of going to one doctor for this and one doctor for that, and then a physical therapist and an audiologist and all these different doctors, you go to one place. You go to one room and all the doctors come to you.
That's what you need.
Yes. And at the end, they all sit down and they talk about how you're doing, and they come up with a cohesive approach for your care.
Right.
And
otherwise it's piecemeal.
Right. And everyone isn't talking to each other. And this just changed the way that patients on Long Island who have this illness, that they label terminal, but life is terminal. But, it changed the way that they're treated, and they don't have to drive to Manhattan to try to meet with these different people. And
Manhattan's far for people that live on Long Island. It might be 30 miles, but it's much easier to be able to to fight the traffic and get where you're going right here, But so now you have children yourself. So isn't it wonderful that New York Sportscene Children's Foundation focuses on helping children?
They really are our future, and I think it's the onus is on us to make sure that they're given the tools they need to get the success they can in their life. And I think that's, whether it's leading by example or, by giving them something in their time of need. And I think the more that we can help children become the best of themselves, the better we'll be as a society. So why not start there?
So I want to congratulate you on being honored tonight. Well deserved. You're so beautiful, and I am honored to meet you in person, because I see you every morning. I see you and Carol Silver and Lisa DiStefano, and I'm excited.
Yay, I'm happy to be here.
I'm excited. Okay, so good luck to you.
Thank you.
And we're going to see you get your award.
Yay.
We'd like to begin. We will read your short bio, and I'd like to ask each of our honorees to come up. You will be presented all at one time. Elizabeth Hashagen, Anchor News 12, Long Island. Elizabeth is a competent and compelling reporter, co-anchor of News 12, Long Island. She's fearless, high-spirited, and is a role model for children in our communities. She's a certified fitness instructor, the only one that I know that can actually work out and talk on a mic at the same time. Very impressive. She loves to educate the community about health and fitness. She's dedicated to protecting our resources and the planet by teaching our children about recycling with her Go Green series. She's won 10 Emmys, multiple awards, including Top Female Journalist by News Women's Club of New York. Elizabeth supports the ALS, Ride for Life, the police and fire departments. You've been nominated tonight by the New York Sportscene Children's Foundation, myself, and Mike Cutino. So congratulations.
Next, we have Andrea Massop Ramos from Healthy Friendz. Andrea has made a difference in people's lives, helping them to experience optimum health throughout her career. She is a professional registered dietitian with a Master's of Science in Clinical Nutrition. Andrea mentors in health and wellness for profit and nonprofit organizations, and she conducts nutritional education and addresses medical concerns with nutritional solutions. She serves on a healthcare committee and co-chairs of Teen Mentoring Committee with 100 Black Women of Long Island African American Chamber of Commerce, and serves on the board of Girls Inc., nominated by Phil Andrews.
My next guest is Andrea Ramos, who has Healthy Friendz Nutrition. How are you doing? Congratulations on being honored tonight.
I'm good. Thanks. Thank you so much.
What you do actually is kind of right in line with what Michelle Obama was doing. It's trying to give nutrition to children, right? To get them out of the fast food habit.
Definitely. So Healthy Friendz, Friendz with a Z, Nutrition, I'm the CEO and founder, and it is to combat childhood obesity. So what I do is interactively have workshops and presentations with children, and we start off with either growing the foods, picking the foods and the fruits. We make them prepare meals, and if a child helps in the process, they're more apt to eat it. So this is all healthy foods, and they take this message home to the parents, and this is how families are involved with healthy eating.
Did I hear you say that you actually grow the food?
Yes, we would start the process by the seeds, but this is the nutrition education with the children. Okay. So we teach them from the seeds, we plant them, we have the gardens. And then
so now how do you get the gardens? Where are these gardens?
Okay, so depending on where it is.
Is this for Long Island or all of New York, or?
It is New York and the 5 boroughs and Long Island. And so on a school property, they may have a plot that we could do it, or in a neighborhood. Yes.
Yeah, so you have to set that up with the schools, et cetera, right? So now what kind of things are we talking about? So we're talking about vegetables, so we're talking about like peas. I can remember.
Or herbs, yes.
I can remember as a kid trying to grow a pea. I think from a pea, you put it in cotton with water in a cup. Was it a pea?
Or gauze, yes.
Yes. And it starts to grow a stem, and things start growing on it. The vegetable actually can grow right like in cotton. Am I right?
Yes, definitely. And then even if you don't have a plot for a garden, you can do it in the classroom. So we could just do them in bottles, mostly herbs like tomatoes, just like you have on the counter. You could do some of the little vegetables.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to have a restaurant that actually had fast food that was healthy? Why don't we have that?
That's a great idea, but right now, more and more fast foods, if you want to call it fast foods, green restaurants are popping up more so in the city, but right now, even in Roosevelt Field, a lot of the food courts are healthy.
So what are the benefits of eating your vegetables?
Eating your vegetables give you all the vitamins and nutrients that you need. Right. So fast food, the problem with fast foods is pretty much it's processed foods and has lots of saturated fats, which is the bad fats. Right. When you learn to eat whole foods or healthier foods, which are more fruits and vegetables, that's what feeds your body the nutrients. That's the fuel for your body.
So I can see why you're such a great fit to be honored by New York Sportscene Children's Foundation, because you're helping the children to learn how to eat healthy.
Karen Vito, here we share. Karen is the marketing director for Cactus Salon and Day Spas. She serves on the board of Hair We Share, an organization providing custom wigs for children who suffer medical hair loss. She is a warrior for children and volunteers for numerous charities, including the American Heart Association Go Red for Women. She has served 10 years at the Family Service League and the Carol Baldwin Breast Cancer Research Fund. Karen has stood strong by her daughter, Serena, who has battled bone marrow transplant for AML. Karen is also a health and diet coach for nutritional cleansing and is constantly touching people's lives. You've been nominated tonight by your friend Regina Galley, Sharon Grasso, Suzanne Chimera, and Eva Pappas. Congratulations.
Teresa Campbell, Thomasville Furniture. Teresa sets a big goal and succeeds. Teresa and her support team raised over $500,000 in donations for the Lustgarten Foundation, a not-for-profit dedicated to finding a cure for pancreatic cancer. Thomasville is Teresa's family-owned business and one of the leading home furniture companies known for innovative designs and manufacturing quality. Teresa has strong leadership skills and is a member of the Smithtown Booster Club and the Port Jefferson Country Club Ladies League. She's nominated by myself, Frank Lombardo.
Lidia Szczepananowski, Esquire, National Organization for Women's Safety Awareness, the NOWSA. Lidia is the founder of NOWSA, a not-for-profit that raises awareness about sexual assault and all forms of violence and harassment against women and teens, while promoting personal safety through education. She developed and launched the Listen for the Whistle campaign, a women's safety awareness movement that encourages all women to make some noise about sexual assault and harassment. NOWSA encourages all women to be a voice. With the title of Ms. World Elite 2017-2018, she spearheaded the partnership between the NOWSA and the Ms. World pageant, creating pageant voices for a cause. You've been nominated tonight by Nikki McDonald. Congratulations.
I am here with the very beautiful and brilliant Lidia Szczepananowski, Esquire. She's an attorney, and she also is a holder of so many crowns, beauty contest winnings, that I shall let you find out from her. Lidia, and congratulations, she's being honored tonight.
Yes, I'm one of the outstanding women honorees.
You are.
Yes.
She is an outstanding woman. So let's start by telling everybody some of the crowns you've had.
Well, back in 2006, I competed in my first beauty pageant. It was Mrs. New York America, and I got the crown. I won. And it's very interesting. People have this misconception about beauty pageants. They don't even really call them beauty pageants anymore. They're more pageants. But 50% of your score is, in fact, interview. I competed last year in the Ms. World competition, which was in Seattle, Washington, and I walked away with the crown of Ms. World Elite, which was for women that were over 40 years old. Amazing. I'm 53 years old, and I'm proud, thank you, and I'm proud to say that I always, really believe that age is just a number, and it's not about the youngest, it's not about the skinniest, it's not about the anything, it's really about the total package, it's about who you are inside. Yeah.
It's still nice sometimes to shave 5-10 years off,
You know what?
Age is just a number.
Well, that's why when I went on, I also was Mrs. New York International, and I won also the crown of Mrs. Corporate America. So every 3 years, I seem to win a title.
I told you.
But now I'm finished. I am done until...
And she did let me wear her crown for like 30 seconds at an event once, and it was beautiful. So tell everybody about your new patented invention.
Yes, I am officially an inventor. I have just been issued a utility patent.
You should go on Shark Tank.
Everyone says that. Maybe one day, but I will say, I think on Shark Tank, they like to see sales first. I'm in the process. I've already imported fabric, so there is it
kind of gives you the shape that you long for, right?
It creates the perfect silhouette. The name, like I said, is Sculptura, which is Latin for sculpture, and the design is such that, and the functionality is that I've engineered a dress that houses different cups that you can put in the bust area and also in your rear.
So we don't need a hiney lift. We don't need hiney implants. So now you're saying the dress, is that like the dress on the Jetsons that they had the one perfect dress? Did you ever see that episode?
I think I do.
And they put it through every test in the world. Yes. And what they did the day before was going to win this big award was they put it in the washer machine, which was the one thing they had never done. Now, how can we get this?
Well, very shortly, there's going to be offerings on sculpturafashions.com. Okay. But if someone wants more information about it, it is on Facebook under Sculptura Fashions and Instagram. I also am the founder of the National Organization for Women's Safety Awareness.
Yes, that's so good. You do kickboxing and self-defense for women, and I wanted to mention that. I'm glad that you did.
Well, that charity, we raise awareness about violence against women and teens, and we try to educate communities and individuals on how they can live safer lives. So that's
And the name of that again?
it's the National Organization for Women's Safety Awareness, the NOWSA.
Ashley Asti, Brittany's Basket of Hope. Ashley has served on the board of Brittany's Baskets of Hope for 2 years. Baskets of Hope delivers resources, guidance, and gift baskets to new families of babies born with Down syndrome. Ashley is an advocate for transforming the justice and prison systems and for survivors of intimate partner violence. Ashley founded Ashley Asti, an organic skin and wellness line where a portion of sales are donated to charity. Ashley supports not-for-profit partners, including Exhale to Inhale, and is an advocate to participate in a woman's Adopt an Inmate program, nominated by Rick Cash.
Unfortunately, Ashley couldn't be here tonight, so we'll make sure she gets her award as well. Maria Falonis, Shriners Hospital for Children. Maria runs a support group for parents of children who are diagnosed with scoliosis. Maria and the Kismet Shrine members created a screening clinic and provided services to family in low-income areas, including scanning for scoliosis and other orthopedic and musculoskeletal conditions. Maria volunteers with the Bernard Klein Foundation, whose efforts to benefit the Camp Anchor and Shriners Hospital for Children. Maria is also a parent volunteer for Shriners, Kismet Shriner Blood Drives, and New York Blood Services. She works with the Kismet Shriners Transportation Fund. Maria serves also as the Secretary of the Board of the Pediatric Spine Foundation. You've been nominated tonight by Rob DiCarlo. Congratulations.
And last but not least, I get the honor of introducing somebody very special to me. Reverend Patty Furino, of Angel of Hope Coordinator. Reverend Patty is a dedicated member of the Angelus House for Children and Families, and she provides memorial services and spiritual support. Reverend Patty created ceremonies at the Angel of Hope statue and is working on their gardens to provide an area of reflection and spiritual healing. Reverend Patty is an interfaith minister and a private spiritual counselor, creating ceremonies and facilitating workshops for individuals and not-for-profit organizations, inspiring hope, faith, and compassion. She volunteers for a number of organizations, including Suffolk Independent Living Organization, the American Red Cross, Girl Scouts of Suffolk County, Bidewee, and Canine Companions for Independence, just to name a few. And I would not be doing anyone justice if I did not nominate her.
I'm here now with Reverend Patty Furino, who is being honored tonight for her work helping others. Patty, thank you so much for taking a minute to talk to me. It's such an exciting night for you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I feel so honored to have been chosen for this award. The New York Sportscene Foundation has just done so much wonderful work for the children, and for them to recognize my work in the quiet background to helping people just makes me feel
So
good.
now you have your fingers in a few things. You help people with independent living, right? You help people during times of crisis. Tell our audience something about that.
Okay, I was ordained an interfaith minister back in the 1990s, and at that time, I just wanted to help people through their challenges and meet them where they are, not come in and tell them, be this way, be that way. Be there available for them. So I started working with emergency operations. I was an American Red Cross volunteer for a few years during both Hurricane Irene and Superstorm Sandy. I was in the Emergency Operations Center. Then I understood that people with disabilities, it's so much harder for them during storms. So then I started getting involved with Suffolk Independent Living Organization, where I went there and I set up on their website a link to help them to understand how they can better prepare for emergencies, to empower themselves. Then from there, Angela's House, which takes care of medically fragile children, I was always helping parents when they were lost a child. So then he contracted with me to be his minister for the Angel of Hope, and I wrote the ceremonies for over 10 years, well, for about 10 years, and would help the parents through that difficult time. And not just Angela's House children, but for any parent that lost a child. It's a statue in Eisenhower Park in Nassau County. And we did 2 ceremonies a year, Mother's Day weekend, which is a hard weekend for any parent that's lost a child. And then we do one on the first Saturday in December, in the beginning of the holidays.
So now, you know what also interests me, that you're involved in independent living. Is that for adults?
It's for anybody. Adults would live independent. If you have a child, they wouldn't be living on their own. Yeah. Independent group home living, which is what Angela's house was under, is a large organization throughout Suffolk, IGHL. And the independent living, they have group homes, they have care at home programs where children are living with their families. Angela's house takes care of close to 800 to 1,000 children across Long Island, but they only have 3 homes. The rest are all living at home with their families. And then at 18, they age out, and that's where independent group home living takes over, because it's the paperwork that you go through Suffolk County, then through New York State, through social services. Because I show up in the part to try to help support them through all of the changes, to see what else they could need. And most of the time when I was working with Angela's house, it was as the Angel of Hope coordinator, figuring out the ceremonies, helping parents to find support groups or counselors, or just showing up for them to just go out for dinner, or making dinners and bringing it over every month for that first year.
And to be an ear, right? That's what they say. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, to listen twice as much as we speak. Congratulations so much on being honored tonight, so well deserved, and I'm so happy to have met you in person.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be here. It has warmed my heart to be recognized in this way, and to be among all of the people that have been honored with me. I couldn't believe that I was among them, and I thank the New York Sportscene Children's Foundation for choosing me.
You're all angels.